Today, we're diving into the question that I am asked all the time and that I've asked of others is exactly how much protein and fat do I need to eat in order to lose weight? So if that's something you're curious about, then tune in. My name is Stacey Portugal and I help women over 40 lose the weight, gain their confidence, and I do that primarily through low-carb living. So let's kind of dive into the topic of exactly how much protein and fat should someone be eating in order to lose weight. Here's what we know that most people with a brain cell can agree on. The first is processed carbs in the amount that we're eating them is not necessary. It's too much, and processed carbs are out. We have to be more mindful of aligning our energy needs with the amount of carbohydrates that we're eating. Carbohydrates, as you probably know, are used for quick energy. So if you're eating too much of them and your body can't use them, they get stored right into fat. The second thing that people know, and this is, I feel, is relatively newer information just in the last, I don't even think couple of years, maybe the last year or so, we're seeing more and more of this. And this is just a scientific fact, something we know, but it's being practiced more in the world of nutrition. And that is too much protein can create too much glucose. So in other words, your body has a process by which if you're eating too much protein, it converts it to glucose, which is carbs. So you really should only be eating an adequate amount of protein based on your body's needs. Protein is the workhorse of your body. There's no question about that. It's used for everything cell related, cell turnover, creation of new cells, if you want to build muscle. But the truth is, you can eat too much of it, and it can get in the way of your weight loss goals. So here is the controversy in the low carb or ketogenic world, and that is how much fat should we be eating? And here's the challenge that I see with fat. The first is that too many of us are still living in the no-fat mentality world. No-fat mentality, that's so last century news that was actually misreported data from research that the media got hold of, and it just snowballed into this huge movement between marketing and media. All bad stuff, all bad for America. So fat is a macronutrient that we need, and we know that, and we've always known that, but I think it's been really hard to talk over all the noise out there. And now it seems people are finally listening, and there's a space in sort of our mentality about fat. So the non-fat yogurts, the skim milk, we've all done it. Most of us have grown up in that era, but we know now that we need fat, and a no-fat mentality can get in the way of your weight loss and health goals. The second challenge is the other extreme that I see a lot also, and it is the extreme fat mentality. It's, eating gobs of butter and cream and is that valid? Honestly, I don't know. And I don't think anyone else in the world of nutrition knows the answer to that. And I'll tell you why. Because I don't think that it's an old enough concept that there's enough research on it. And I think that there's room for learning when it comes to that particular topic. Now, here's how to know if you're getting just the right amount of fat and protein. The first thing you should be looking at is your body responding? So depending on what your goals are, is it body composition? Is it weight loss? Is it weight gain? Is it a combination? Are you seeing actual results from the balance of macronutrients that you're currently eating? The second thing that you should be looking at is, how do you feel? That's a really important question, because if you feel like shit, then you're doing the wrong thing. You should be feeling good on whatever program you're doing. So how's your energy? How's your digestion? And you can't really judge it in like a week's time. So whatever you're doing, you have to give your body some time to adjust. And so I would recommend giving yourself at least a month to adjust to whatever you're trying. The third thing that you need to think about is what you're doing sustainable? Because if you're eating, for example, gobs of butter and bacon, is that sustainable? Or are you eating from like a really, really small selection of food choices? Is it sustainable? It might be. It's a personal question. So I think that's also kind of what I'm getting at here. So asking yourself those 3 questions. Is your body responding? How do you feel? And is this sustainable? You don't want to like lose weight and just put it right back on. You don't want the diet mentality. You want the lifestyle mentality. So personalizing your program based on what works for you is going to be a very personal thing. And it's really at the core of coaching. So I hope that this was helpful for you to help you know and think about exactly how much protein and fat you might need for your own program. And if you have any questions, as always, reach out to me. Feel free to comment in the section. Our community begins in the comments. So once again, I hope it was helpful, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great day, everyone.